Let's get that right. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday, 1 o'clock. Got pop, pop, pop. There we go. 22, 23. Give everybody a minute or two to jump in. We've been talking about it. Today, we're changing it up. We've got a slightly different subject matter, really to kind of get us kicked off into the process of our updated Tuesday and Thursday meeting. Today, we're going to start off with a short 2-minute video. And the goal is I will have that uploaded into Vimeo today. And if anybody during this meeting, if you would like access to this video, just shoot me a message. I will copy your information down and I will send you the Vimeo link when it's available later today so that you can have access to it as part of your sharing. So give me just a second. Let me make sure I get my next system set up. Let's go. Sorry, I'm looking for. So some of you, this is something that Ralph has put together. I believe he shared it with a couple of people already. Boy, I get really white. Shared it with a couple of people already. So some of you may already have access to this. But what I'm offering is the ability, if you'd like it, we can go ahead and make it available to you today. And then we're going to go into displaying and showing you and speaking about a real estate card. The goal here is at the end of this meeting, however long it ends up being, we know that anybody on this call today, tomorrow, or if you're listening to this next month, without a doubt, you probably have 3 to 10 different real estate agents in your phone. If they're not in your phone, they're currently sending you emails to try to get your business. So in other words, you have access to real estate agents, and we want to give you some of the tools, some of the information, so that you've got the ability to go to those agents and then actually either make a presentation or at least answer their questions, right? So that's what we're going to get to in just a moment. I'm going to start off with this video. Thank you, Steve. I get really scared when I see that. Thank you. All right, let's go on the video and then I'll be right back with you.
If you're in real estate, listen up. MiCard was built by a nationally ranked broker with over 25 years of experience, more than 2,000 homes sold, and now he's putting his playbook into one powerful app. And it's 100% free to try. But this isn't just another digital business card. MiCard is your all-in-one personal branding platform with a built-in paycheck. It replaces the paper cards that end up in the trash. And unlike those other digital cards that don't pay you a dime, MiCard has your back with several ways to get paid. Cha-ching! MiCard. You'll not only look amazing and stand out, but you'll unlock powerful tools, like a built-in CRM, client loyalty system, and an affiliate platform with thousands of retailers like Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, and Best Buy, all built in offering tens of thousands of products you can earn commissions from. Immediately, you'll also be able to put all your contact information, your listings, your videos, your social media channels, client testimonials, and anything else you want into one sleek, real-time microsite. No printing, no delays, just total control over your entire digital world in one spot, making it 100x easier to connect with people. And let's be real. After the NAR lawsuit, it's harder than ever to make a consistent living. That's why MiCard helps you build residual income from the exact same activity you're already doing every day, just smarter. So what are you waiting for? MiCard is completely free to start, packed with tech, and built for today's real estate pro. Join the movement and get paid to tell the world who you are, what you do, and where to find you.
There we go. So that is a short introduction to the card. So in other words, if you know somebody that is a real estate agent, of course, the realtor card, the realtor position actually works with. Think of the realtor sidekick or the real estate sidekick. Anybody that is on that sidekick can get a real estate card. And this short 2-minute video really kind of speaks to that realtor or real estate sidekick. So if you're curious as to who is in that real estate industry, you can, of course, go to the sidekick. Let me go over here and share my screen. Let's do this. I want to make sure that what I'm sharing flips through to the other. Good. Okay. So in what I was talking about, you can see I start my day. And of course, most of my presentations, I use the same tools that you do or you have access to. So of course, I go right here to the resource center. And then I go down here to the marketing materials. I go to the sidekicks, and then I click on the real estate sidekick. So that's what this is. This is the real estate sidekick. So you can work from here, or you can download it onto your phone and work from there. But what I'm talking about is the examples here. Who does the real estate sidekick work for? realtors, mortgage brokers, roofers, landscaper, insurance, plumber, anything that ties to real estate property, real estate industry, anybody that talks to an agent. And I know we probably have a couple of agents on here. You could probably talk for days about how you associate with everything. So that's where it is. And what I want to do there is now go into the actual real estate card. Why does a realtor want the card? Right? So, everybody knows realtors are known for their property searches, right? So why not add a property search right there at the top, the ability to create one, or maybe you've already got a website that it is already on there, but no one's going to your website. And SEO and pay-per-click advertising is just too expensive and, of course, very low gain off of it. So if you put it here, you can actually track your clicks and see what's working. In my opinion, you could get very granular even in regards to the text that you put on the page. So, creating a custom search, a unique or personal search, a concierge search. You could anything that gets that first click that gets them to take that next step. So adding, a link to open houses. Maybe you do a weekly open house. Maybe you do a office open house map. Think going back 20, 30 years of what the real estate agents used to do, and now making it simple so that your clients and their friends can easily jump right in and get to those same kind of questions. So, what questions on a microsite or really this MiCard is for your top 3 to 4 questions that typically get somebody started on that journey. So, what could open houses? What about financing? Even as a real estate agent, everybody has questions in regards to financing. You might have a relationship with an existing lender that you want to point directly to their site. When I had my systems up and running, if I wanted somebody to go to a pre-qualification, I sent them straight to my lender's pre-qualification page. I didn't send them to their page or their website. I sent them to the qualification page and said, this is the one you want to start with. Fill this out, and then we'll be able to take that next step. So you could literally have that instead of my mortgage here, that they go find access to multiple mortgage lenders. Maybe that's your mortgage lender that you've already got that relationship. So that's how you can set up the real estate agent. And not only did you help his client, but now you've also told that real estate agent, that mortgage guy, your partner, should be one of your first recruits. That should be one of the first people that should sign up so that they can start sharing in the same lead that you do. And you could ask for the exact opposite on their side. They could create links back to you. A lot of different ways that could be done depending on how they want to structure it. Maybe they change it daily. Again, that's the whole benefit of the pass-through update. The instant update is it could change on the fly. Let's see. Question here. Can it be used for open houses? 100%. So you could set up a sign-in sheet at the very beginning of the open house or on the front door of the open house and have them register before they come in, and then set it up so that they get emailed, a copy of the property information immediately the next day or as a follow-up. And then, of course, you're able to target those registrations on that day to send them price updates, community updates. Maybe you set up a custom page that says this is what's going on in this neighborhood, and you put all of those people on those up. Let's see, going into inspectors, title agents, other partners that you currently have relationships with, aside from a real estate agent. Maybe you are more down the line into the handyman and you know one agent, but that agent probably knows 5 other people. So this is just about taking that action that gets you, it starts with 1. Don't think that you have to go and find 5, and it's not worth starting with 5. It all starts with 1. You start with one person, you find out it works with them, and then you help them build their business, and that's where 1 becomes 2. So can I link my MLS listings to my card? I don't. Well, actually, I do. I right here. MLS listings will be right here. Home search. What if you don't have your own website? You could use. Nope, I did not mean to do that. You could use home search to point to homes.com if you wanted. It doesn't need to be your website. It could be your office website. It could be Zillow.com if you wanted. It's up to you where you want to steer your client and take them on that journey. Market report, this is very subjective in regards to if you are working a large area or a small area. you could literally, if you wanted, have 20 reports. On my website specifically, when I was working SEO, I was featuring probably 50 plus communities. I wouldn't necessarily put them on here, but I did have a community page that had all of them listed. So maybe I would have a market report that then goes to that community page, and that community page is my market report. The whole idea is to get them to go into your funnel and start their journey with buyer's toolkit. A lot of ways you could set that up. There are a lot of third-party companies that automatically do that with you. That could be a link straight to a data entry form where they just enter their email, and then the third party sends them something for you. So it's not everything that you have to be the solution for. And that's some of the stuff that we are building into the system now, is some of those free, low cost, and at hand tools that you can easily manipulate to make your own. What we're considering digital products to an extent is kind of where that's going. If you don't already have one, we're building those in so that you will have access to some of them in the near future. Service partners, which we've already discussed, that's the different types of industry professionals that you have. This right here is almost a precursor to our My Circle, group that will be eventually rolled out probably within the next 30 days. So the service partners could be displayed multiple different ways. Calendar, as an agent, this is to me a hot button in regards to if you put it on there. I think in reality, you need a calendar so they can schedule initial meetings with you. And then, of course, the way that most agents do it with Zillow, homes.com, or even your personal website, scheduling showings is done within the app or within the property section of the app, not necessarily in the calendar. So, your calendar here would be scheduling your initial consultation. Let's make the presentation, find out what they're looking for, see if you're the right person for them. Again, building that level of trust. So what comes from this, like I said, is how is an agent benefiting from MiCard? And then how do you go explain this to that agent so that they understand it? And that's where I think the video and the video that was just there that we displayed at the very beginning is a great segue, icebreaker that explains the card briefly and then immediately gives them the opportunity. You send the video just like you do in the marketing center. Send the video, and then send the link for them to get their free card under you. So next question, tracking and analytics. So right now, the analytics, I expected analytics to be released this week. It looks like they are still testing a couple of things on the backside. So that is being pushed. I don't know that it's coming out by the end of the week. It's possible. We are very close. But one of the things that is being integrated is when you share your card, we're going to have the analytics that not only did you share it, what we're going to call kind of my average, we're technically calling like a batting average. When you share your card, that would be your at bats, right? And then your successful reciprocations would be, your swings and your hits. So we'll be able to not only determine how many times you've tried handing your card out, but then how successful you were at actually capturing any and or all of that client's information. So that way you have kind of a gamification, but really I guess a 10,000 foot view as to what is working and what's not. So if you have nothing that tells you that you are, at a 50 to 75% success rate in getting other people's information, how do you make yourself better? So we're working in the analytics that help you determine when you're successful, when you're not, so that you can hone your craft and better deliver and capture other clients' information. Let's see, creating a custom domain for the card. That, of course, I'm going to guess here, I'm reading into your question. So this, I believe, is going into your My Link when you set up the card. Can you create, and now I'm stretching here, so very valid question, great question. In setting up your My Link, as a real estate agent, you may decide to choose your My Link that is related to your industry or your job title or your SEO benefits, your region. If I'm an agent selling in Florida, maybe my link is Florida real estate, right? Maybe it's Florida home. You can choose whatever you want as your link. And of course, everybody knows URLs are unique. You can only have one. So somebody signing up today that wants Tennessee homes for sale is not going to be available tomorrow if somebody else comes in and gets it. So speed to lead is important if you want a specific URL. So I would say that's a great reason to tell somebody they need to sign up today versus waiting for it, as they get to lock in their URL. I don't know if I would tell them that technically they could lock in their free URL, but that is true. they choose their URL, we don't charge you a premium if it's a good URL or not. So the first person that locks it in is the one that gets it. How do I get my brokerage on board? Great question. Thanks, Tim. It starts with one person. It really does. Go to the broker. You could start off with the video that we're going to be sharing. And Tim, I don't see you asking for this video, so let me throw that out there. The video that we started at the very beginning, the 2-minute video that introduces MiCard and the real estate card to a real estate agent. If you're interested in that, send me a text or respond back in this meeting, and I'll make sure I get you the Vimeo link so that you can easily share it, probably before we get it into the marketing center. So if you'd like it, send me that message. I'll get that out to you today. But I would start with the broker, showing them the card, showing them the 2-minute video. Of course, you've got the marketing videos in the back, but it all starts with the broker. Don't think that you on day one need to go schedule a sit down with the 50 people in your office. No, it just starts with the conversation with the broker. So the broker understands, his benefit. And I'll be honest with you, that broker is going to want to bring in everybody under them. So you're better off going to the broker and getting him to buy in 100%. So he's not competing. So go to the broker first, get a strategy. Very likely that broker, whether he's your broker or someone else's, would see the benefits in scheduling, a 30-minute, sit down, their monthly, their weekly meetings where you could come in and actually talk to people, or the broker could just make his own presentation. So, but that's how I would approach a broker. Is I would go in directly. Don't think you're going in assuming you're going to take down the whole office. The goal is to take down the broker, explain to them how the broker works, how it works for the broker, and then how it would work for the agents under the broker. Let's see. Covered that one. I'm sorry, I'm not checking these off that I've answered. I'm just kind of seeing some of the questions that have come in. What if I have multiple agents? It all starts, I think this falls right underneath the broker one. In regards to, it just starts with one person, and then from there, you share the card to the next person. Don't overthink it. If you have multiple agents and you're trying to plan it, maybe this question is in line with what we're calling our sandbox, which is still not released. I would think in the next few weeks when that comes available, you have a lot more options in regards to where you might place somebody in your matrix. But at the end of the day, the goal is to get them a free card, to get them to sign up, build their card, and then explain to them the benefits of using and sharing. So, and that starts on a one-on-one. Don't think you have to take it to masses here. Let's see, autoresponder for new leads. Now, that one is in the works. We are currently working on a couple of upgrade options that will be coming in the next few weeks that will have more what we call action plans and workflows. Now, those will be considered an upgrade and an optional upgrade, more so from one to many as opposed to one to one. One to one is really where we're set up right now, the networking aspect of the card. The contacts in your card work one to one. You're able to go into your contacts, send an email, send a text directly to one to one. We're trying to make it a little bit more feasible for you to send it to multiples. And then, of course, with that comes in my review, my CRM, and my social, a couple other products that are more in line with more mass production or mass communication. Let's see. Great question. Where are we on review? So my review, I think I just said it with my CRM, is in the works. And I don't have a time on it, but one of the things that we are looking at is if you had a card here, and let's say, how can I help you was the section, you could actually put in my reviews, or see my reviews, leave me a review. And what we're creating is a one-click solution, hopefully two-click solution, to where not only could you display your reviews, but you could also request reviews, make it easy for people to leave you a review. And then some of the upgrade options that we will have with that is going to be, an additional sandbox of helping highlight better reviews. There will be AI integrations to help you respond to reviews, and all of those 2-3 items there are all SEO centric. Meaning, when you start doing that, when we integrate the my reviews into the card, that will help you in your card SEO, in your website SEO, and your general SEO on the internet. And we're going to have that process spelled out so that you can follow 3 or 4 short steps to help you get the biggest bang out of that process. This one was probably one of the first ones. I'm reading it last. How does a card make me look more professional? Well, I think to an extent, and I don't want to bash other companies, but this card compared to that, the infamous or the very well-known Linktree that is nothing more than links. And in my opinion, one of the things that I think Linktree misses out on, and I know they're trying to address it, but of course it's a problem since inception with them, where's there's little trust that is built within those links. At the end of the day, I'm clicking on a web page with just blank links where I've got no network. I've probably got no association. I've got no knowledge of who this person is. So just the personal trust level that's associated with MiCard gives you, in my opinion, that professional feel that you need. They know who they're speaking to. They know what they look like. They know the multiple ways to reach them. They know ultimately the network that they work within. If it's a built out card, they know what you specialize in. It's a lot better than click a link and let's see what's on the other side. So, I think that's a great one to kind of sum it up. So how does it look more professional? I think that MiCard versus a lot of the others. Now, I'm not saying the others don't have individual benefits, but as an overall or totally encompassing, that's one of the things that I feel that we still deliver on day after day that makes us very unique in the aspect that we come across as that professional card that is meant to build trust, that has an end goal, and whether that goal is to at least capture your information, right? At the very minimum, capture information so we can communicate in the future, to letting me keep you apprised of what's going on in my business. And then I'm able to take my card and decide if I want my retail deals to be at the top, if I want to create a featured item in retail, if I wanted to feature my social media presence, because maybe I'm really focusing on that. So you can take this MiCard and you can arrange it and build it out depending on what you're focusing on in your business today. So, and that's what I want to leave us with in regards to, making your card look professional. What works best is put yourself in your consumer's shoes. When they get your card, what are they looking for? When they pick up a business card, a paper business card, we know they're probably looking at that so they can remember your name tomorrow. But you know what? It ain't got your photo. Some of them do. And if it is your photo, it's probably 15 years old. But if the photo, most of them don't have photos. What good is that card tomorrow to remind me who I spoke to the day before? Where the difference with MiCard, where we will set it up so that you can have automatic follow-up. So if you hand out a card today, you can have an automatic follow-up that comes out 24 hours later that says, hey, still thinking about you, looking forward to our meeting. If they've scheduled a meeting or if they were looking for a follow-up, you can have that automated completely. Definitely don't get that with the business card, right? So looking at the digital business card or the digital card from your consumer's point of view, what are they looking for? How do I make sure that I deliver it to them, one, as fast as I can, but two, in a way that makes sure they come back, that they recognize me as the person solving that short-term or long-term problem. And what I mean by that is you may decide to move how I can help you towards the top because it's typically a top item that people look for. You may realize that if you're going to focus on retail deals, that it needs to be closer to the top. But if retail deals are a low or lesser component of your strategy, maybe it needs to be at the bottom. We don't need to create roadblocks. We need to create ways for you to stand out in your client's eyes. And in reality, while my retail is an income opportunity, it is really also there to give you, what is the word I'm looking for? It helps you stand out and give you accolades. It ultimately looks as if you've got those companies standing behind you just as much as you were standing behind them. Right. So it helps you stand out as someone more recognizable with that recognizable name. It's no different than saying as seen on Fox TV or as seen on CNN. It's not like people are going to see that. That is just further proof of your reach and your experience. So it helps you stand out and look more professional. So take that into consideration. How would your user go down that journey or experience your card, lay out your card? And this would be a great time to focus on some of the cards that actually have at the bottom. And we have not done that. Some people are actually putting the 4 steps to get their card as the last step. So as much as the card is for them to hand out their information, they're creating a mini introduction in their card saying, if you're interested in getting a card, click this button. If you want to learn how to make more money using the card, click this button. If you want to learn how to build the card, click this button. So that way it's just buttons down at the bottom if that's the avenue you're going, you might feature that. You might feature that on weekends and weeknights when you're out networking. And then during the day when you're at work, you may hide that element. So there's a lot of different ways that you could create the card to work for you. What I wanted to do today is make sure that you understand the real estate sidekick, who it speaks to, and then acknowledge that you have access right now to multiple real estate agents, mortgage brokers, handyman. Let's see if I can't get to the list there again. Handyman, realtor, mortgage broker, roofer, landscaper, insurance, title, plumber. And just because it's not listed here doesn't mean it isn't. These are just ideas and samples to help you, one, see ways that cars have been created, but two, also be able to explain it in a similar fashion to all of them. So with that being said, let's see where are we on all the sharing and the new, okay. So yeah, sorry, I think some of the questions in regards to the updates, Maureen, I covered. I had hoped that a couple of things would be out this week that we aren't testing yet, so obviously they're pushing to next week. But the e-commerce section, which I believe is the one we definitely want to speak about, because with the e-commerce comes our $200 to $400 package products where we are offering an annual license, a monthly license, some swag, some custom creation, basically a full package of a product or a package that is sold that allows some of you as promoters to earn a commission or a rev share off of. That is still waiting on final beta testing. I know that Curtis and our development team are working on that. All I know of right now is I can't present it to you because it's not ready. I don't know if it'll be ready for a presentation on Thursday, but we're getting very close. As you know, I can't put a date on those, but the e-commerce section with the bulk packages that will give you a bigger product, a more commissionable product, and in my eyes, a single offer solution that will be much easier to offer. Hopefully that will be coming next week. If not, I know it's not this week, so I'm guessing next week because I've gotten the word we are not releasing it on Thursday. So that will be coming. A couple others there. Hopefully that answers that question. I do know that there are quite a few other things that we are working on. We've got some package changes, just none of them are made official yet. We're doing some checks with our developers to make sure that some of the things we're trying to do for you, we can actually do without breaking everything. So we're I don't want to say it's dramatic changes, but I think at the end of the day, some of the changes we're coming out with over the next week will be good. They'll be great because once we're getting you that package that you're earning, $100 to $200 compensation on, I think everybody's going to be really. See, should make a requirement to scan the card. Okay, so you got something to test there, not that. Okay, so someone said they didn't like the voice on the audio. I honestly I didn't catch that, but I'll take that, go back and look at it. But like I said, we're going to put that into Vimeo today. We're going to share it out. I've only got about 9 people that have requested it, so I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Oh, there is one right there. Got to look at different. Any other questions, everybody? That is it. We are 2 minutes over. I want to respect your time. On Thursday, we do have an updated topic. Let me see if I can't make sure I get to that. So I'm speaking Thursday's topic that we will be going over. Not right here on my screen. So, but I believe it ties more into developing your network and got it right here. Recruiting like a pro, understanding the tools available to a recruiter. So we're going to dive into the back end. We're going to show you a little bit of the information and some of the stuff you've already seen a few weeks back. But now we're trying to create short 30-minute videos that say, here's the question, here's the answer. And then you guys that are here live, you will actually be able to ask your specific questions. So those people that are catching this tomorrow, the next day, they're going to have to email support@micard.io if they have questions regarding this material. So that's the advantage of showing up here on the day that it's live, is you get to make sure that your questions are addressed within the actual presentation. Anything else? There was a question in regards to where do you log in for the desktop? Let me get that for you. Generally have it. I'm going to share this with you. I see that you got that. I'm going to share it with everybody anyway. I've shared the link within the chat if you need the login so that you can access the card on your desktop. And in reality, that's what I was showing. This is the card on my desktop. I've just got a fancy little plugin right here. that makes it look like a card. So that way we're showing you exactly what it looks like. And that's how I do my presentation. Doesn't work, 100%. It's like 95% accurate with mobile. So, but it works for presentation. Send. Oh, more. Will there be an automated connection when someone shares their digital? Sandy, will there be an automated connection? I need a little bit more information there, but I'm not sure I understand your question. If you could ask it a different way. Are the videos for these Tuesday and Thursday meetings on YouTube or Vimeo right now? Great question, Rob. They are not up to date. We are in the process of transitioning over to Vimeo, so that we have better control over them. And of course, we can stop the ads that are running. So those have not all been moved. We will be moving them very, very soon, if not already. I'm trying to work on the marketing pieces that are going over to Vimeo first, and that is what I've been checking. That's it. Video. Thank you. That's it, people. I think that's it. I'm gonna wrap it. We're back again tomorrow night, Wednesday night. I'd like to say that it is going to be a live meeting. I don't know 100% that that is accurate. We do have another one in the chamber in regards to a revision. So don't think that last Wednesday night and the Wednesday night before was the set in stone. It is revising again. Honestly, it's exciting to see what our new team is starting to come up with and give it a different spin, see different questions that maybe we weren't answering properly before. And of course, the big thing that I'm excited about is the last presentation that we were briefed on was like 22 minutes in total. So I know we have some things that we're adding back in, but I think again we're going to be right at that 25-minute in time frame for that next presentation. I don't know if it's going to be this Wednesday. If it's not, tomorrow night, and I'd say there's probably about 20% chance it's tomorrow night. It's definitely next Wednesday that we should be releasing the new one. So come check it out. Invite your friends, invite the people that need to start taking action, get them involved, let them start understanding it, digesting it, and then we can all start winning together, right? So that's it, everybody. I appreciate your time. We're back again tomorrow night, and then again on Thursday, where we discuss recruiting like a pro. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.